He didn't put you here to go to heaven. You came from heaven. You were sent here to fill this earth with the culture of heaven. Look at Genesis 1. Let's talk about you for a minute. Look at Genesis 1. God tells us why he made you and put you here. Let's read it together. Genesis 1:26. Read. Then God said, come on, everybody read it loud. Then God said, let us make man in our own image and our likeness. Why? To let them have dominion and rulership over what? The fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the livestock of the field, and over all the earth, and over every creature that moves along the ground. God told us why he created us. Why did God create you? Tell me why. Read it. To have what? Dominion and rulership over the earth. So next time somebody asks you, why did God create you? Stop being so spiritually spooky and tell them to worship the Lord, you know, to worship the Lord, to worship the Lord. That is not what God said. It sounds good, but it's not what he said. God says, I created you in my image to dominate earth. So if you're not dominating earth, you are not fulfilling my purpose. So if you want to escape from earth, you are escaping from my purpose. That's why rapture is not God's priority. It's the church's priority. God created you then in a specific way for a specific purpose. Now I want you to get your pen and write something down. The specific way is important. God says, let us make man how? In our own image and our likeness. Write the word image down. Some of you never saw this before. The word image, I'm going to give you the meaning of it in Hebrew. First of all, it means character. Imagine God says he's creating a species with his character. No other creature has God's character, not even the angels. No cherubim has God's character. You are the only creature that God gave his own character to. Number two, the word image means nature. That means you have the same nature as God. Let me get in trouble here for the religious people, but write the word nature down very slowly again. Write it down. N-A-T-U-R-A-L. Now, there's a reason why I want you to write natural. Nature has to do with that which is natural to a creature. So we say things like that. That's the horse's nature. To do what? To jump up and down and, you know, to neigh. It's a cow's nature to moo. Yes? It's a snake's nature to slither. In other words, every creature has a natural characteristic that identifies them. You got to get me before I go to bed. In other words, God says, let us create a creature that naturally acts like us. That means when you don't act like God, you are unnatural. It's not your nature to act like a sinner. Oh boy, I want to talk to you so bad. So when you start being bold and fearless and brave, God gets excited. God says, that's my boy. Look at that. Acting just like his daddy. But when you are afraid and timid, God has not given you the spirit of fear, he says. The word spirit there has to do with nature. That's why Jesus always told the disciples, be not afraid. Be not afraid. He didn't say try to develop boldness. He says what? Be not afraid. That means it's in you not to be afraid. It's your nature not to be afraid. That's why fear brings torment. You have God's nature. The word image also means essence. You have the essence of God's. You are in the God class. You are not like an angel. An angel does not have God's essence. The cherubims and the seraphims do not have God's character. The Bible says that angels, Hebrews chapter 1, says the angels were created as ministering spirits to serve those who are heirs of salvation. Let me quote that again because some of y'all ain't get it. He says the angels were created by God to be servants for those who are heirs of salvation. He's talking about you. He said they are on your staff. They work for you. You don't worship angels. They work for you. And then he says they are here to do your bidding. I wish I had 2 more days to talk about this. In other words, angels don't act until you give instructions. They work for you. I hear people talking so much about angels. Angels, this, angels. Oh, shut up. They're just staff. You are not supposed to worship angels. If you read the Bible carefully, some of you might have read the Bible. I read the whole Bible many times. And there are many occasions in the Bible where the Bible says, and an angel appeared to someone. And it says, and they fell on their face before the angel and began to worship. And in every case, the Bible says, and the angel grabbed them and said, stand up, upright. Don't do that. I came to serve you. Every case. Because they don't have God's essence. When they see you, they see God. Some of y'all are so depressed you still can't clap with that. Okay, I'll try again. I said when an angel sees you, they confuse you with God because they see the nature and the character and the essence of the one who created them. That's why he said, I have given my angels charge concerning you to keep you in all your ways. They are on your CID private investigation staff. They look out for you. They are your private police. And two of them are with me all the time. Don't fool with me. I got two angels. I know their names, goodness and mercy. And they follow me all the days. Don't fool with the brother of my life. They do not have God's character, image. Then God said, let us make him in our likeness. What is likeness? It took me a while to figure this one out. When I did my Hebrew studies in college, this one really blew my mind. Because the word likeness doesn't mean to look like someone. The word likeness in Hebrew actually gives the meaning of function. Let us make a creature that functions like us. The word likeness also means operational activity. They will operate like God. That means you were created to not just have God's character and God's nature and the essence of God's material, but you are also designed to function like God. So the question is, how does God function? Because if you don't function how God functions, you will malfunction.